Welcome back, children. So today Miss Arena is going to tell you a story of a holiday that's coming up that we'll be celebrating soon. Does anybody know what the Jewish holiday is? Passover. And in Hebrew we say Pesach. Good job. So the first Passover happened a long time ago in a faraway country named Egypt. A mean and powerful king called Pharaoh. This was Pharaoh. He was very mean. Pharaoh decided that all the Jewish people must become his slave. The Jewish people worked very hard every day from morning until night. They hammered and dug and carried heavy bricks on their backs. They had to build palaces and cities and work without resting. They had no break. They didn't even have time. They didn't have time to eat, to drink, to have like 5-minute break. They couldn't do anything. All they had to do was work, work, work. You see here, he has all his Jewish people working, carrying heavy bricks, and there's so much sun there. That's Pharaoh telling them what to do. See here, they carry more bricks as well. And all they were doing was working. Everyone you see was working, working, working. They had to build palaces and cities just like this one. See, like palaces and city. The Jewish people hated being slaves. So today, you're all going to be my slaves. You're all going to work, work, work with Miss Lorena. Are you ready? I have a special song for you guys.
Bang, bang, bang,
Bank your hammer slow. Bang, 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 give a heavy blow. For it's work, 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 every day and every night. For it's work, 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 when it's dark and when it's light.
Alright, let's get out
Let's
our
get your
shovels. Now.
shovels.
Here we go.
Dig, 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 dig your shovels deep. Dig, 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 there's no time for sleep. For it's work, 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 every day and every night. For it's work, 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 when it's dark and when there's light. So they cried and asked God for help. And there was this baby in a basket. Who knows what his name was? That's right, it was baby Moshe. Where is baby Moshe? Do you know where baby Moshe is? I don't know where baby Moshe is. Do you know where he is? Let's sing all together. Where is baby Moshe? Moshe, Moshe. Where is baby Moshe? In the river now. He is in the basket, the basket, the basket. He is in the basket on the river now. Guess who found him? The princess, she was swimming, swimming, swimming. The princess, she was swimming in the river now. So she found him, and guess where she took him? She took him to the palace, the palace, the palace. She took him to the palace on the river now. So the princess felt sorry for baby Moshe. She picked him up and took him to the palace. This baby grew up to be a big man, and he was tired of being slave and working every day and every night. So he left Egypt and he went to be a shepherd. A shepherd is a person that takes care of sheep. And he was there taking care of sheep, and he'd rather be there than working than being a slave. So he went near a bush, a burning bush right here as you see. And he heard a voice that came out there and said, Moses, Moses. He says, who's talking to me? It's me. Please go back to Egypt and save my people. You need to save my people. You need to go tell King Pharaoh that if he doesn't let my people go and let them be free, I'm going to send 10 plagues to him. Plagues are very bad things that would happen to him if he doesn't listen to God. So Moses says, I will go and listen and go back to Egypt and tell King Pharaoh to let them people go. So Moses goes back to Egypt and he tells Pharaoh, Pharaoh, God sent me to tell you to let my people go. he wants you to let the Jewish people leave Egypt and go into the desert where they will be free. But Pharaoh stumped his foot and he said, no, I will not let them go. So Moses tells him, Pharaoh, if you don't let him go, if you don't listen to God, many terrible things would happen, called plagues. They will come and destroy your land. But Pharaoh would not listen. Oh, listen, oh, listen, oh, listen, King Pharaoh. Oh, listen, please let my people go. They want to go away. They work too hard a day. King Pharaoh, what do you say? No, 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 I will not let them go. No, 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 I will not let them go. So Moses warned him and he did not listen. So God sent the first plague. And the first plague was to turn the water into blood. All the water that you were drinking, all the water that you were drinking or showering with, or the water you wash your hands with, it was all into blood. He turned all the water into blood. The second plague was frogs. There were frogs everywhere. Are you ready to be my frogs today? Let's see if you could be my froggies. Ready? One morning when Pharaoh awoke on his bed, there was frog on his bed, and frogs on his head, frogs on his nose, frogs on his toes, frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. So it was frogs everywhere. Ew, who likes frogs to be in their head, in their nose, in their toes? Yucky. So Moses tells him, are you going to let my people go? And Pharaoh says, no, I will not let them go. So God sent boils, which is little red dots, bubbles in your skin, in your arms, everywhere. He still wouldn't let them go. So God sends hail. Hails are balls of ice with fire that came from the sky that will hit you and will hurt you and it will even burn you. He still wouldn't listen, so he sent lice. Everybody was itchy. They all had lice over themselves. He was feeling itchy. He was like, ew, disgusting, ew. So he said, fine, Moses, if you stop, I will let them go. So God stopped. But once Pharaoh saw that God stopped, he said, I changed my mind. The Jewish people will stay here and still be my slaves. So God sent more plagues. He sent insects. There was insects all over the place. He also sent locusts, little green grasshoppers were everywhere. He even sent darkness for 3 days and 3 nights. There was no lights. Everything was so dark everywhere. So finally, the 10th plague arrived, which was the death of the firstborn. Pharaoh had a son. And if he didn't let the people go, his son would be killed. They will kill him. So Pharaoh was very sad. He says, no, I don't want anything to happen to my son. So Pharaoh ordered the Jewish to leave Egypt. Go, you're all free. Go. You could all be free and leave. They were fearful that Pharaoh might change his mind and might say, no, no, no. You guys have to stay again. So they all ran fast and Jewish packed everything quickly. They had no time to prepare food and no time to allow their dough to rise into like a puffy bread like the challah. So the only thing they had time to do was to do a flat cracker that's called a matzah, and that's why we eat matzah. This is matzah. It's a flat cracker. They tied the matzah to the back and they ran to their homes quickly. But when they run, Pharaoh commanded his army to chase after them and to bring them back to Egypt. Pharaoh had changed his mind, but the Jewish people were already running as fast as possible. But when they were running, they saw a big, large sea. The sea was too big; they couldn't swim across it, because if they were gonna swim on it, the King Pharaoh's army would catch them and bring them all back to Egypt. People prayed to God, and a miracle occurred. They reached right here. They reached to the sea anywhere. It was too big for them to swim across. So a miracle happened. The sea opened. The two walls stood on each side, and there was a piece of land for them to walk by. So when Moses told all his people, go, 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 go. So they all ran, and as soon as the last person got to the other side, the waters closed again, and the army people and Pharaoh, all the main people that Pharaoh told to go catch them, they were not able to get them anymore. So the sea went back to how it was, and they couldn't go there. So they were all free. The Jewish people were free, and they didn't have to be slaves anymore. So each year during Passover, they eat special foods, and they sing songs, they tell story, and they also participate in a Seder, which later on Ms. Lorena will be back and will show you how we do a Seder. And a Seder is a special meal designed to help us remember the miracles journey from slavery to freedom. So let's all enjoy our yummy matzah. And Ms. Lorena will be also sending lots of activities to do for Passover. I will be sending it to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the story. Love you guys and miss you.